Evening, everybody. I thought I'd take a moment to answer a good question that came in earlier today as a result of the video and our earlier class. And the question comes up about, you know, what direction to practice when you're considering practicing Tai Chi. And there's references in using direction in Tai Chi that have different purposes. So, for example, if you think about getting the best, let's say, benefit out of the practice and you're, you know, thinking about improving your body and your circulation and things like that, well, one of the thoughts are that you're a part of a giant electromagnetic system of the Earth, right? And the Earth has a major magnetic field. And it's thought that it behooves us to sort of align ourselves with that field when we practice. So, generally speaking, if you live in the northern hemisphere, you would consider facing north when practicing. If you live in the southern hemisphere, facing south. And the idea being that you are affected by that. So, why not align ourselves with the natural flow that energy, the direction of that energy? So, that's one sort of idea about practice. In addition to that, when you think about references to directions in Tai Chi, there are what we like to think of the strategy of applying this as a form of self-defense. And in defending ourselves, we think of the four cardinal or primary directions, which would be north, south, east, or west, forward, back, left, or right. So you're primarily using those those references as a type of defense, the primary directions that you would concern yourself defending. And when attacking, then the corners are applicable. It's a little bit more, I'm going to say, advantageous to attack somebody on an angle than, when especially countering, rather than go directly at that individual. So angles are often used for attack, and the four primary directions are used in defense. Now, in the layout of the form, another way of referencing directions is that when we practice the form, there are many times when we're making turns. For example, at the end of the first section, we turn into the second section. We do a movement today. We practiced embrace the tiger, carry the mountain, and that sort of turns 45 degrees towards the corner. It doesn't have to be a perfect 45 degrees. It's a training tool that helps us to, measure the quality of what we're doing. It doesn't necessarily have to be precise. So in form practice, there's a certain amount of, there's a certain amount of precision involved when you think about the footwork and the layout of the form and so on. But the directions themselves are not as precise or required as are the essential ingredients, the framing, footwork, things like that, stances and shapes of the movements, generally speaking. So many times we'll turn in different directions. And like, for example, in the third section, you have fair maiden works the shuttle, four corner directions, very challenging to facilitate that large range of motion to hit the four corners. So as you can see, directions play different roles in the practice of Tai Chi. So, these are all great questions. I hope that helps to give us a little bit of a reference of what is meant by the different ways we use directions in Tai Chi. So, practice, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.